Hey, everybody. Welcome. 7 minutes in. We had some technical issues, Corey.
I'm not saying it's Avelio's fault, but
I am. It is Avelio's fault. So, hey, if you are watching, show comments on stage. If you found us, great. Normally, there's a LinkedIn event, and then we're going live through Avelio's page. But for some reason today, StreamYard, combination of StreamYard and Avelio did not work. So if you want to use StreamYard, what I want you to do is I want you to check this link here.
right.
Oh, it's not going to share. It won't even let me share it. Oh, now you're going to have to use Sustainable Packaging Podcast because clearly mine doesn't work and Avelio's doesn't work. But today is Monday, October 27th, 2025. It is 8:38 a.m. Next week is Daylight Savings Time. And Corey, the Caveman Connors, how in the HECK are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How about you, sir? Your birthday was yesterday. Did you have a great celebration?
I sure did. It's the older I get, the weirder I feel about my birthday.
Me too.
I don't know if everybody, it's kind of like, thanks. I mean, there's like the big ones. I feel like there's like once I hit 40, I was like, I think I'll celebrate like my 50th.
Yeah.
Then my 60th, and then my 7th. It's like, and then, probably my 6-7 birthday.
Oh, obviously.
It'll still be a thing.
Yeah.
It'll still be a thing then. But thank you. Yeah, it was great. I spent all day with my family. I went to church. I watched the Broncos play.
Mhm.
I got some lovely green overalls that I'm going to be wearing tomorrow.
Perfect.
So if you're down at Supply Side, I will be driving down to Vegas in the morning, walking the show with some of my friends, wearing my King outfit, and then driving back that evening. So a solid 11 hours on the road.
What's Supply Side?
I don't know.
Yeah. I haven't heard of that one.
It's a show that I've been asked, are you going to Supply Side? And I was like, no. And then I got asked enough, and I'm like, well, I'll see if they'll give me a lovely media pass. And they did, which was great. So I'll be down there just for the day. So any podcast recommendations besides ours?
Right.
Which I got to be honest, is this a moment of transparency? No one's watching. So I don't listen to a lot of packaging podcasts because I just spend so much time making them.
Right.
I feel like I just listen to like sports and politics and true crime dramas and
I've been listening to some AI podcasts recently because that's really fascinating to me. But yeah, I don't spend a lot of time on the packaging podcast pages.
I support them. I share them.
Yep.
Obviously, we want everybody to be successful because it's super important. Go ahead.
I did meet our friends from Talking Rubbish from the UK. That was really neat to meet a group of guys all the way from across the pond doing something similar to us. They're really nice guys.
Yeah, they're doing a great job with that podcast. So everyone go check out Talking Rubbish. So Corey, let's get to the topic of the day. I don't know if I can really share my screen or how that's going to look. We can try this. But speaking of podcasts, what's up, Chris Olson?
Hey, Chris.
The Denver Broncos were victorious in their football event. So, okay, let's go share screen. Let's try this out here. So I was listening to, or I saw a podcast about, oh, that's tiny. Look at how small that is
Looks nice
on the screen. So I saw that this podcast came up about chemical recycling in this congressional hearing.
Yeah.
Can I zoom in anymore? Oh, look at that.
Fascinating topic.
And so I found this article on Waste Dive. You can see it here at the bottom of our screen. So there's a congressional hearing. You can see this was published back in July, but our news cycle is not nearly as exciting as other ones. So this is still pretty relevant to us.
Still invaluable.
So here's what I could pick up on, Corey, and I know that you spent hours breaking down this article, as I did.
Same.
So here's what's trying to happen. So you can see here you had the American Chemistry Council, the Recycling Partnership, the Flexible Packaging Association, and it says here they call on Congress to prioritize recycling efforts. Now, in a nutshell, what they're trying to do is get recycling classified, and specifically advanced chemical recycling classified as manufacturing, and not waste management. And so I if you think about the pros and cons of this, it is an important classification. Manufacturing has a lot of money tied to it, especially now. A lot of onshoring of jobs. There's a lot, you can get a lot of grants and things like that if you're a manufacturing company or in the US creating jobs. It's all great. That's what they're arguing. And I was like, sweet, let's go for it.
Right.
The problem, and I want to hear your take on this, because the issue is that if it is apparently classified as manufacturing, then there's concerns that they can dodge a bunch of EPA regulations, pollution laws. And if they do that, then yeah, we'll create a bunch of jobs. But the counter argument is that advanced chemical recycling for hard to recycle plastics and just plastics in general is just turning into fuel that is then burned into the atmosphere. So those are kind of some of the arguments against it. But I thought it was interesting that it reached all the way to a congressional hearing talking about recycling in the U.S. So what are your thoughts, Corey, the Caveman?
I think that proves that there is a lot of money at stake here. I think that, unfortunately, just to be realistic, that's what this proves, is that this topic is incredibly important to big companies, big oil companies, big chemical companies. Unfortunately, that's just the case. But the good news is that we're trying to recycle more. Advanced recycling, chemical recycling, I haven't heard a lot of positive things about it. About the LCA on it. Is it really better to chemically or advanced recycle plastics? That's a debate for sure. Some people are saying yes, it is better. Some people are saying yes, here's some numbers that are positive. I think as we advance the techniques and as we improve the machinery that does this, it will be more sustainable than putting these materials in the landfill forever. I had Robert Little from Google on the podcast last week, and he talked about we need to keep these materials above ground, and I liked that thought.
Yeah. And as the great recycling experts Eric B. and Rakim once famously said, Corey, don't sweat the technique.
That's it.
Yeah. You know, I do think that we want
we need to mention them every show.
I think so. Yeah. But you know, this article does talk about the importance not only of chemical recycling of plastics. Why is my camera was blinking at me? But also about e-waste and tying that to securing critical minerals, rare earth supply.
That's a big topic. Yeah, we need to keep those materials because they are so valuable. There's precious metals. There's all kinds of very good materials in there, which unfortunately a lot of them, if you've ever read the book Waste Wars, which if you haven't, I recommend it. A lot of those materials end up in the global south and create jobs, but not the best kind of jobs, unfortunately.
Right. Here you can see there's some articles. We'll try to put a link here in the show, but yeah, Dan Felton, the CEO of the Flexible Packaging Association, talks about getting back into chemical recycling, just how important it is from an economic standpoint. And Corey, you know, you and I have spent a fair amount of time talking about the economics of recycling and the importance of tying economic prosperity to recycling.
It must be valuable, right?
It has to be valuable. And I do think on the positive side of this. So I read there's like 20 or no, it says down here, 25 states It says the ACC, the Association for Chemical something or other, and the Flexible Packaging Association urged the committee to support legislation that would regulate chemical recycling as manufacturing. There's already 25 states that do this. The EPA recently declined to consider a reclassification for pyrolysis, which is what chemical recycling is most often. And they declined to put that in as manufacturing. So it was fascinating to me that this is a political issue and an economic issue, and it really highlights, I think, the importance of our industry, the importance of packaging, and the importance of having a voice.
Yes,
the president of the FPA testifying in front of Congress now about how we want to try to keep, like Robert Little said. Is that episode out, Corey?
No, not yet, but it's it turned out really well, and thank you, Robert, for being on.
When it does come on, everybody go check out Sustainable Packaging Podcast with Corey Connors, presented by Atlantic Packaging.
Thank you, Adam.
You're welcome. Did I get it all right?
Yes, sir. Nailed it. You're hired.
Hashtag nailed it.
Hashtag Adam P.
So, but yeah, we got to keep this stuff above ground, and I do think that there's a lot of there are negative things with chemical recycling. It's not the magic silver bullet, but to me, it's better than going into a landfill, and it's certainly better than ending up in the waterways.
Yes, that's a very good point. Yeah, our friend Russell Snyder used to say, "Keep those polymers in play," or keep those. Russell. Oh yeah, that's right, Russell Cooper.
I was like, who's Russell Snyder?
Russell Cooper. I'm sorry, I got his last name wrong.
Yeah,
but he, I think it's exactly the point of this whole thing is, do we want to keep digging up raw materials to make packaging, or do we want to keep the packaging that we have and turn it into packaging in perpetuity in a circular way? And I think that's what we need to do. And we need to make it so it's profitable, but not so expensive that it hurts the consumer in a way that they can't afford groceries or products.
Yep. Yeah. And by the way, Russell and Marcoux did stop by the Label Kingdom here, and they were in town. There was an APR meeting in Salt Lake City, and so that was really cool. They were able to come by. If you do land, by the way, in Salt Lake City, and you're here for a day or two, or even have like a 3 or 4 hour layover, and you just want to get out of the airport, I'm like 5 minutes away from the airport, so
it's really close.
Come on by, grab a snack. I've got good internet.
Some hoops.
Yeah, I got a basketball hoop. You can even learn about flexo printing if you want to. That was super fun. Well, yeah, that was. It'll be interesting to follow that along with EPR, see if that makes its way into the federal level, because I do think that these particular things, as far as it can be impacted by the federal government, I think it's important for us to, like I said, to continue to have a voice. And continue to push for legislation that we believe is going to contribute to circularity within the packaging industry. It benefits everybody if we're not throwing things in the trash.
That's it. And there's also been some great advancements in mechanical recycling for PET thermoforms, with D6 becoming the first REM, responsible end market. For recycling. Not a band. It's not a band.
Yeah.
Well, it is a band, but in this situation, it's more about recycling.
Yeah. That makes more. Well, Corey, let's talk about. This is our segment called "Where in the World is Corey Connors?"
I'm in my cave, obviously.
I see that, but you have something coming up, I'm sure. I think you're going to it's what is it called? It's like
I'm heading down to Laguna Beach, California area for Coast Summit with the Atlantic Packaging team and the New Earth Project, and then I'll be heading to Amsterdam via way of Utrecht, Holland.
Yeah.
For the Sustainable Packaging Summit, November the 10th through 12th. This is an exciting event. If you're in sustainable packaging at all, you should be at this event in Utrecht next in about 2 weeks.
Sweet. Apparently, I don't care about sustainable packaging. I will not be there. Does the team at Atlantic Packaging know that Laguna Beach is on the Pacific? Seems like there's some.
They're aware. Yeah, they are based on the other side, on the Atlantic side.
But you are in the suburb of Seattle on the Pacific.
America, big country.
It is. It's a that's super cool. I'm glad you're continuing to get out there and spread the good news.
You'll have to tell us about supply side. What is it next time?
I'm guessing it's a bunch of suppliers who supply the industry.
Yep. Materials.
Hey, I made a video, but I wanted to give a shout out here live on the internet to my friend Lynn Higgs. So Lynn owns a company called Sticker Ranch, and we came up with this design with the Utah State, along with the inside, a little bit of the inside of the California state line. Label King stickers. So
turned out great.
It came out really well.
Matte finish looks neat.
Yeah. It's a pretty high quality vinyl, so it can work both indoors and outdoors. So big, huge thanks to my guy Lynn over at Sticker Ranch. I got one on my Yeti here.
I made that mistake when I ordered my first stickers for the podcast. I thought, I should order paper stickers. That would be more sustainable because they're recyclable. But what I found out very quickly was they don't last very long. And unfortunately, if it doesn't work, it's not sustainable.
No, and it's just gonna. I mean, if you try to put it on a water bottle or a Yeti or a car, like anything that's gonna interact with water, paper is a bad idea for sure. Funny story. One time, I had to help a company that was running a product through a HPP process, which is high pressure pasteurization, and the labels and the inks weren't working through the HPP. And so I ended up like printing a bunch of samples. This was at a previous company, and running them through my dishwasher multiple times.
Right.
And then I would because I don't have an HPP, I can't do that myself. I'm not.
You don't have that in the basement.
No. And I like microwaved one and then put it in. I like ran it through the high temperature in the dishwasher, and I was like, I'm sure there's other tests, but everything I could do in my house, and it ended up working. So
that's great.
That was
gotta get creative,
You have to, yeah. That was pretty fun. Well, Corey,
good show.
Started late. We're 18 minutes in. We didn't have all the fancy bells and whistles. We got Chris Olsen jumping in on the Broncos. This was by far the worst show. No, the best show we've ever done that nobody watched.
Well, Chris is somebody. She's the most important.
Well, I mean, obviously Chris watched, but when I say nobody, you're right.
Less than dozens of normal. Right.
We'll be back on Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. Hopefully Avelio StreamYard works for Can We Solve It? So get your questions ready. I did get some t-shirts in that I have to send out to people whose names I can't remember. So please shoot me a DM. I owe you a t-shirt, and I will try to get that out to you as soon as I can. Thanks, everybody. Bye.